Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back with another amazing video. How you doing? Hope you are feeling fine. Hope you are okay. In today's video we are going to learn another new amazing thing. We already have a video of how to draft and cut this pinafore dress. So if you haven't watched that video, please check that video before you join us here. In today's video we are going to learn how to assemble all our cuttings together. So subscribe to this channel, share and like my video, because this will motivate us to continue to create more contents for you. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So for our sewing, we are going to start our sewing by placing our front on top of our back piece. So this long strip I'm holding is the front piece, while this, the one on the table, is the one for the back piece. So I'm going to join the shoulder as shown by 1/2 inch. After that, this is what we have, and this is for the main piece. I will also repeat the same for the lining. Remember, whatever you are doing to the main piece, you also do the same to the lining, because this is a corporate way. And this is it. It's looking beautiful. And this is for the gathers. So I have about 3 pieces. I'm going to join all of them together. After joining, I've measured for one part of the, let me measure around my armhole region. Measure around your armhole region, whatever you have, times it by 2. So whatever you have, multiply it by 2 and cut out the gather split. Yeah, so I'm measuring it, I times it by 2. I'm going to cut that place out. After cutting, I'm going to seal the rough edge so that it will not show itself. I'm going to stitch that part down. So I've done doing that. Initially, guys, I wanted to pleat these gathers on top of this my armhole region like this, but I come to realize that the material I'm working with is very slippery, so I'm going to do it different thing. Let me show you what I did. I'm going to gather it first. I'm going to gather it like this, different. I'm going to gather it first before I will place it on the armhole region and stitch it down. So I'm going to gather it like this. Doing it this way is simple. I'm done gathering it, so I'm trimming off rough or any excess so that the seam allowance will not be too big. I'm trimming it out. After that, I'm going to show you what to do next. Yeah, I've already done that to the other side of my piece. So I felt that this thing is going to have excess, so for the back piece I take 1 inch out, and for the front too I also take 1 inch out. So that's the adjustment I make. And I've placed it on my front piece, stitch it down. Ensure that you stitch it down before you place your facing on it. Very important, because this material is very stretchy, so you need a lot of patience to work with it. I also place the lining, making sure that the shoulder line align with that of the main piece. The shoulder line for the lining and the main piece align. I'm pinning it down so that it will be easy for me to stitch it on top of the machine. I've done doing that, guys. Look at it. It looks very beautiful and very neat. You see, it's looking very beautiful. So now, after doing that, we are going to stitch close the side. So make sure you fold in the gathers inward, and make sure that the shoulder line align with that of the main piece and the lining align. Keep pinning it. You can see what I'm doing. I'll make sure I push in the gather split inward. I'm pinning it, because when I take it to the machine I'm going to stitch it down. Guys, please, while stitching this part down, ensure that you keep the gathers away from the stitching. So push it inside and do not allow your stitch to touch these gathers, please. Very important. if not your work will not come out very neat. So I'm going to take it and stitch it that way down. After stitching, please notch it very well and flip it out. Flip it outside like this. Look at it. It's looking beautiful. It's looking very beautiful like this. This is what we have. So at this point, I'm going to take it and iron it very flat. I'm pinning it so that I can get the real shape because I've not yet ironed it out. I'm going to iron it very well. And this is a skate part of it. For the skate, I've already attached one side of my back piece to the front of my skate. I'm also going to show you how I achieved that. So I stitch it down by 1 inch. So guys, if the material you are working with is not too stretchy, you can maintain that ½ inch, or you can add more than ½ inch. But because I'm working with a very stretchy material, I stitch down by 1 inch, and I've also go ahead and stitch down my paper stay under my zipper region, so that when I attach a zip, it will not pop the sleeve. It will not, as in, kind of bring a zipper bush on the back, at the back, sorry. So now I'm tacking down my tassel. I'm going to tack it down. As you can see, my tassel are not much. So please guys, if you see more tassel, it's advisable that you add tassel up to 20 or more. Yeah, I've not seen much. Maybe later I will still attach more tassel to this dress. This is what I have right now, so I'm going to work with this one. So take note of the way I'm tacking it down. It's very simple. After tacking it, make sure that the tray do not show too much. So I'm going to tighten. I'm going to tighten it at the back down. I'm also going to show you again. The thread is not too obvious, so I'm going to show you what I did one more time or more. This is what I'm going to start from the back. I will put in the needle from the back. Can you see it? I bring it out from the front, and I make sure I do not go too far. I put it back again at the back to hold the tassel in place. I'm going to repeat this like 3 to 4 times before I secure it down. So guys, if you follow the way I'm doing it, you will not even see the thread are not even obvious on the dress. So it's very simple. You should do it this way. Okay. At this point, guys, see how it look on me? It's actually beautiful, but the tassels are not much. Yeah, it looks beautiful already. So the next thing I will do is to join my upper part and the lower part together. We are going to move on to the next step. For me, I'm stitching from the seam allowance back to the zipper region. Guys, have you also noticed that at this upper part, I also ironed paper stay on that zip region? It's very important if you are sewing with a stretching material, you do this if you want your zip to come out very fine and very beautiful. After I've attached that, after I've attached this, look at what I have. It's looking beautiful already. After I've attached that, look at what I have. It's looking beautiful already. So I'm going to show you how you attach it to this, to the front side of it. For the front, arrange it very well, then flip it like this. Flip it like this and stitch it. You can see what I'm doing. Starting from that same joining, I'm going to stitch it down. Starting from that side joining, you pin it, because that is how you are going to stitch it down. Remember that piece that we cut as a skate facing, so I'll go ahead and join it. Just join it the same way you join your skate. The allowance you use in stitching the skate, that is what you need to use and join your facing. Remember, we cut the facing for both the front and the back of the skate. So if you are using half an inch to join your skate, ensure that the facing to use half an inch. So after placing it like this, we are going to place our facing, making sure that the side seam align. We are going to stitch it like this down and stitch it back to the zip allowance like this. By so doing, you'll be able to conceal rough edge like this. So you can take it down to your ironing table. Okay, before you iron it down, I also top stitch on it. Try to top stitch on this facing so that it will allow it to relax well inside. So I have about 3 zip here. I'm actually confused because this particular one I'm carrying is invisible, while the other one really matches with the color of this dress, but it's not an invisible thread. Guys, let me know which one you could have used, but I think this one really go with this tassel, so I'm going to use this one that is invisible or a corporate way like this. So I've marked where my slit will stop, and from that place I'm going to close it back to where my zip is going to stop. Yeah, for this side is the slit, So I'm stitching it down. I'll attach a zip to it, so I make sure my this side I have the zipper it face the front of my dress. What I'm doing, I'm adjusting my zip because I don't like cutting the hem of my zip. Instead, I cut the head of the zip in case I want to use it again. So I'm making sure that the front, the head zip, the head of the zip, that is the front of the zip, is on top of the front of my dress. So I'm stitching it down. After stitching it, I'm going to flip it, starting from the hem of the zip. From the hem of the zip, I'm going to stitch it up to the head of that zip. So by so doing, it will come out very neat. After doing that, please ensure that that line, that joining line align. So that one will not be longer than one. Ensure that that line aligned properly. So I continue stitching. And while stitching, ensure that you also stitch down your facing. Your facing should not be up like this. Like for the other side, I make mistake. I'm going to bring down the facing down. So ensure that your facing is down. You see this line align. That is what we are going for. So when you are sure that the zip you can zip it down and up, you then cut it out. All right, guys, we are almost done with this dress. So I'm going to tack the zip and the zip allowance down. Only the zip and with the allowance down. That's what I do. And I bring it out. I'm kind of turning it again. This time around, I will tack it in a way that the thread will show a little bit. Tacking it down. If you don't want to tack the second time, you can iron it down with the hemming gum. Yes. So I've also go ahead and pull out the paper stay on this dress. I've aimed the hem of my skirt, and the slit I've ironed it down with the hemming gum. I'm also going to tack it so that it will not pull out. Guys, this is the end of our tutorial. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section, and let me know if you would like to try it out or you love this video. Till I see you in my next video. Bye.